Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Deep Drop. This is a fishing podcast with me, Luke McCredden, and you, Adam Ring. See, I'm pointing. I'm pointing hard at you.
I'm here.
But you know, and I love you, Adam, and it's great doing this show with you. But sometimes we get people on the show that really get me excited. I'm not saying you don't get me excited about doing this show together.
See how it is.
Welcome, everyone. This is an exciting show because talk us through. I guess we had a chat. We had a chat to one of the. Are we saying one of the goats of the Australian YouTube fishing fraternity?
Yep. One of them. I would say one of the more truly influential figures in our game.
Well played. Well said.
And they participate in our game via YouTube particularly. It's someone,
Yes.
Luke, I've been following, and I know you have too, for a very long time. They're not new to the scene, but they've just got better and better. And I'm so excited from the conversation that we just had.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped.
We're talking Briggsy. We're talking Briggsy fishing, Briggsy sport fishing, whatever your handle is on whatever platform you follow. But Briggsy is an absolute gentleman, an absolute creative juggernaut.
He's a wizard
when it comes to fishing media. He's a wizard.
He's a wizard.
Wow.
He's a
okay. So I don't think we need to fluff around too much on this one, Ads. Briggsy joined the Deep Drop. We're excited. We're kicking off the year in style. This is a big one. And if you've got any interest in YouTube, creativeness, fishing in general, and stick around to find out what Briggsy likes to snack on, because that's a big one. That's a big part of, you know.
It's a very big judge of character, what you snack on when you're fishing.
But more importantly, we dive deeper than I thought into the mind of Briggsy, which was pretty bloody fascinating, if you ask me. So, Adam, I don't know. I'm ready. Let's go. You ready to go? Let's do this.
Roll it. It's too good. Just roll it.
This is Briggsy. What are you doing? What's going on? Are you in the midst of just an editing bombardment?
Always editing, mate. I'm always editing. I go fishing for 1 day or 2 days a month, or maybe a few more if it's a trip, and then the rest of the time is editing. So
it's the bit that you don't talk about.
Yeah, correct.
Everyone thinks it might be like just fishing constantly and this glamorous thing, but really you're hunched over a computer most of the time, working into the night. Like, it's a legit hard slog sometimes to get the films out.
True, eh? There's so much more to it. I think
the
it's actually
great though.
Yeah, and it comes
the fishing parts.
That's it.
I quite enjoy that part. Yeah.
But I think it's a part that I think we might have. We speak about this stuff sometimes. Like Adam and I, we're consumers of this stuff, you know. Like, and we talk about it, and it's really cool to see, I guess, because there's so much around, and which is awesome. Like, everyone can do the YouTube thing or the Instagram thing or whatever it is they want to do. But ultimately, like, there's a real big difference in, say, and I'm not trying to sort of, I guess, make a hierarchy, but there's so big difference in, say, what you do as opposed to a lot of the stuff that you do find on, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or whatever it is. But I think that's because of that effort that you put in behind the scenes that you don't get to talk about all that often, the amount of hours that are put into making it what you want it to be, as opposed to just going doing it and throwing it online that night.
Yeah, I'm very cerebral in my approach to things, but try to make it as natural as possible at the same time. I used to work in film and television as a 3D artist, so I came from film and television, and I approached my YouTube channel with that mindset, and I still do from a filmmaker's perspective. As I'm going about my day and I'm fishing, I'm having a sick one fishing, but every single thing I'm thinking about in that moment, okay, this is going to be a good shot. If we walk past this little rock, we're going to get like a bit of a lead up to where we're actually going to be fishing. And, you know, if I'm going to cast this lure, I should actually talk about it first. So I have that little section I can cut in, and I'm thinking from a storytelling and a film making perspective while I'm shooting. And I'm not really shooting. I just press record once and let it constant roll the whole time. But then I'm, making sure I have the pieces that I can put together later to actually form some kind of coherent story. It's not just catching a fish. Like, it's whatever happened that day. And if I don't do certain things throughout that day, I won't have the elements I need to craft that film.
Yeah.
It's well, I guess I guess not really in a world, because you can basically do whatever you want, and I guess that's the beauty of doing all this stuff. Looking at it from a filmmaker's perspective, how did your mindset change with, say, the introduction of action cameras? Because now you're looking at everything from a completely different perspective to what we would normally watch when we're watching, a movie or television, or you've got this really unique perspective once we had action cams. Does that change the way you planned even how you would tell your story?
Yeah, so POV was very rare when I used to work back in the day. Like, a couple of things did it. There was an old Prodigy film clip, actually. I think it might have been Smack My Bitch Up.
How good with a Prodigy on a side note?
Yeah, they were mental. If you haven't seen that one, check it, because it's like one of the first POV. It's a music video, but first times I ever saw POV, and it's that one where the person goes out to a nightclub and picks up a chick, and then gets the chick, and at the end they look at themselves in the mirror, and it's a chick themselves. Like, you thought the whole time it was a bloke, and
that's right.
That was all POV, and it was a lot more of a long lens. It wasn't as wide as our action cams, but they had that feeling. And I remember seeing that and going, that was so cool. I loved POV the first few times I saw it, and we got more of it as the action cams came. But I think that it's one of the easiest ways to get a viral clip if it's POV. If you think about the really early, skydiving or surfing or whatever, it's usually action sport, like sports stuff. A lot of those clips went really viral. And I think us as humans, it like triggers something in your brain where you feel that could be me. Like, as someone's arms, their arms are out in front, you're kind of going, ooh, that's a person. And I think that a lot of my success and the boys' success was getting the action cams early and starting to wear them. And we had a few viral films early on that really set up our channels. I don't know if you guys know, but if you basically get one viral video, and I'm talking million view plus video on YouTube, the baseline views for your channel just bumps up forever. It really is that simple. And the more of them you get, the higher your baseline gets. And the more money you make, the more impressions you'll get forever on YouTube. As long as you don't do something to really kook it and get demonetized too many times or something. YouTube goes, oh, this person made a video that got 3 million views. Let's give their next film a bunch of impressions and see how it does as well. So, yeah, action cams, POV, all that stuff, in my view, is just really viral by default. Yeah. And I've definitely tried... If I ever get what I think is viral footage, I'll edit it in a certain way to maximize the chance of it going viral. I'll skip the vlog. I won't put all the story stuff in that one. I'll just let it roll, pretty much raw footage from wherever the action starts, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to get another viral. The virals are...
What? I was going to ask you what qualifies in your brain as footage that you would class as could be viral. How do you determine that by looking at it in real time?
Usually in the moment, if you're about to land a fish and a massive shark comes up, smashes it as you're grabbing it, something like this, you can feel, wow, that could be viral. And sometimes just a screaming drag on a big reel that's dumping line, you straight away know, wow, this could be another viral. But yeah, you have to treat it different. You can't do the vlog thing. You can't bury it 10 minutes into a vlog because no one will watch it. It has to be right front and center at the beginning and maximize the chance of the viral. Yeah. You boys are taking notes, are you? Going to start YouTube channels?
No. Do you know what I'm what my mind instantly go to. I think about a lot of the YouTube content that I consume myself. And
What do you watch?
Well, it's a lot of guys that do a lot of lighter line class fishing. So we're talking estuary, freshwater, where overall the fish themselves, in the grand scheme of things, aren't that big. So I hear something like, okay, we're aiming for a viral clip. You're not catching a fish in any of those situations that are going to dump line off a reel, like, say, a GT wheel or any of those high-speed pelagics out in the blue water. You're not going to have sharks come up and eat stuff the vast majority of the time. And straight away, my mind went to it. I thought, okay, well, that's interesting because you don't see on YouTube many lighter line class or light fishing that generally goes viral, because I guess it's harder to get those little 15, 30-second, minute and a half clips that are really just going to captivate everybody to come in and look, because you don't have those really intense sort of high-action sequences that often.
Totally true. The only one I've had that from memory is the bonefish. So I had a bonefish over in New Caledonia back in the day, and, bro, it took so much line. It was screaming. Yeah. And you couldn't tighten too much because the jig heads were light. And if you tried to stop it, it'd just bend out. So you couldn't tighten, and it was just running, man, along a flat. And that was definitely a viral film. I think it was 7 mil or something like that. Yeah. So rare, definitely rare on the smaller fish and lighter gear.
But a bonefish is cool. Adam, a brim's not going to cut it, mate.
Correct. No, and that's what I mean. Like a brim or even a flathead. No. And there's a little bit more to look at with a flathead, and you can find some other ways to get some pretty good shots. But that real captivating adrenaline, just real, like, line getting exited from a reel really quickly and really quite loud. Like, you can make that really exciting just in itself. But you just don't get too much of that.
But Ads, you said something before, and I'd love your thoughts, Briggsy. You said about people ultimately want to get that or find that viral situation. Surely you can't plan for a viral moment. Is that just something that just happens? Do you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't go out for a day going, today's a day, we're going to find something that's going to go viral.
I mean, if you intentionally fish...
Not where we live, Luke.
King George Whiting, right? What?
If you knew there was like a giant crocodile hanging at the ramp and you started teabagging... I don't recommend doing this, but if you were teabagging your fish back and forth around where you knew there was a big croc or something, I don't know. You could probably do it somehow. I think a lot of the survival, like, they're kind of fake survival videos that people do. It's not really fishing. I don't really classify it in the fishing category. They're survival. It's kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
But they, I think, can plan it. If they go, I'm surviving for 48 hours with a knife, just that is viral.
Yeah.
People love it. And it's not necessarily fishermen that love it. It might just be your everyone kind of loves that because it's interesting. It's like survival, you know?
Yeah.
So it's trickier with fishing. I find fishing's, and it's getting harder and harder because it's so saturated these days. There's so much content.
So much. Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, it's so tricky for so many reasons. It's the same as just shooting, even back in the day, a TV show or what you're doing. Like, the idea, there's so many variables and things that could not go your way. Like, it's crazy to think about, really. You're not relying on Adam, we always talk about golf content. I love watching golf content on YouTube, and I consume it almost as much as fishing.
Nah, shit, no.
Sort of.
No. You like
a golfer's arsehole.
Okay.
But you can at least guarantee that you're going to get around you. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to, and there's going to be a
sure.
couple of cool shots. There's going to be a couple of fuck ups. There's going to be fun. But the day itself can go exactly to plan. I'm going to start here and finish here, and happy days. Fishing can be throw you a curveball in the first 5 minutes. I find that part of it really. I appreciate what you and what you do based on just the fact that you got to tear your hair out at times, right? You can't even plan a day because if the weather turns to shit, it's gone.
Yeah, I fish much more these days based off the weather, and that's the main thing I look at. Even if I used to care so much about moon phase and tides and all these different things. Nowadays, for what I'm doing, if there's too much wind, I can't use the audio. If it's pissing rain, the little lens is going to be droplets everywhere. You can't see a thing. And it's grey. I was talking to Sammy Hitsky
Yeah.
after maybe 2 years ago or last year, and we were just chatting YouTube, and he said, man, if I go fishing and the water's brown, I'm better off not posting that week. And I've had the same experience. It has to be blue. It has to look tropical. People want to escape from their reality wherever they are, be transported to this epic tropo zone where there's not too much wind noise and everything's nice and clear and perfect. Yeah. They don't want grey. They don't want brown. It's got to be like pretty prime conditions when you go. In most cases, unless you get that crocodile eating your fish as you like, it's still possible in the grey and the brown, but chances of a film going well is much more based off the weather, I find, than anything else.
It's that
Isn't that
aspiration
what-
based
is-
into a yeah.
Isn't that wild? I get it. Like it makes perfect sense, really. But when you're dealing with fishers that understand it's not like that all the time.
Yeah.
And I know you're not just dealing with fishers, but it shows you, even if you're into it, there still needs to be a standard. We expect a level of standard at which we want to watch and can engage with, really. And shit weather that's grey and brown water isn't that.
Yeah. If Briggsy's in the rainy zone, it's raining right now, ironically. But if I was in the rainy zone and this week I post my video and it's brown and rainy, but you've got 15 other channels that have epic crispy blue stuff, my one ain't getting watched.
Yeah, it's great.
They'll probably watch the epic blue stuff. Yeah.
We're such and I say we because we're consumers of this stuff. We're such snobs when it comes to this stuff.
Totally. You're spoiled for options too.
Well,
these
there's
days.
that too. And I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about so much stuff. But I just want to quickly throw back a bit because you mentioned some things you were doing prior to this. What I'm keen on knowing a bit more about that. Like what were you doing? What was the production stuff you were working through?
So I was a 3D artist. I worked at Cutting Edge in Brisbane. Have you ever heard of Cutting Edge? It's just a post-production house. And it was mostly TV commercials. So I've done do you remember the old Holden Ute ad with the tornadoes and stuff like that? And the new Ute comes out of the tornado and then one transforms into its dash transforms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I worked on that. I did a few of those shots.
Nice.
Plenty of McDonald's ads and random, stuff I'm not necessarily super proud of working on, but
It was work.
And it was
you got paid for it.
Yeah, and it was that creative side and the production side that you just that was kind of more what you frothed rather than that.
I loved animating, so I was probably my thing that I was the highest level at was animation, just the movement of things, and I just found it super rewarding. It was very creative. The sad thing is the clients are really difficult. I don't know if you've ever worked with clients before in this kind of way, but when you create something and you pour your heart and soul into that 5-second little animation of that shot you did, and they come in and they say, "Oh, it looks like a dog spewing on a," they say the most horrible thing you could ever imagine, and you're like, man, okay, so it just crushes you, eh? Your ego doesn't exist after the first 6 months working there, and then by the end it's difficult not to become pretty jaded, I think, in that industry. I do a bit of voiceover stuff, Briggsy, and I had one fairly recently where you've got a great voice. Is that the mic, or are you actually you've got something going on?
Well, I do a bit.
Vocal
and
cords.
there's so much. I can narrate some of your videos if you want. There's so much of ads or whatever, and you put a bit of a voice on, or you've got a brief. But there was one in particular. It was last year, and I actually kept it pretty much to my tone. It was pretty much my voice, because it kind of suited what I thought the brief was. And the feedback that came back was that they didn't end up using it was because the voice sounded too put on. And I'm like, that was my voice. That one I felt more offended over than most. Yeah. But yeah, so I get it. I'm hearing you. But so then what I want to know, I suppose, ultimately is, so there's a bit of background on that creative side that you were doing as a job. So why YouTube and why fishing?
How deep do you want to get, mate? We're on the deep drop. You want to get
let's
deep?
get deep.
We're going deep.
Let's do it.
So, Cavi.
Yep.
he was like my best mate growing up, one of my best mates. And I took this path down the animation computer world, where I was basically locked in a room for 16 hours a day on a computer, which it sounds similar to the editing thing I'm doing now, but this version's a lot nicer. Whereas he was a very free spirit, traveling the world, surfing. He was a surf instructor and just having a sick one, like epic life, very fun, free spirit. And prior to us splitting and going our separate ways in life, we both just surfed all the time and went fishing, but we're probably primarily surfers. And do you guys surf?
No. I'm way too okay for that.
Yeah. Well, it's just a really,
Just saying.
it's a super carefree thing to do.
Yep.
You're just out in the ocean and all the worries in life just float away. And the only thing that matters is the wave and having a sick one when you're out there. It's just, as long as you're not in a super crowded place and it's competitive or something, it's really relaxing and carefree. Yep. So that was my youth. I had that and I knew what it was, and the ocean was a big part of it. And fishing too. We loved our fishing. But he continued on that trajectory, and I went down this city. I lived in Brisbane, lived in Sydney, in the cities, locked in a dark room, getting written off by clients. So Briggsy, I wouldn't say I've ever been depressed, but I wasn't myself. I was like, I'd been beaten down by it over the years. And, you know, I worked so much, I'd never see my kid. I only had one at the time, Kayla, and my missus, and that, you know, that whole situation was gnarly. I definitely neglected family in those years, and I could just see Cavi just ripping. So I moved back to my hometown, and I was still working as a 3D artist, but me and Cavi started connecting again. And so I actually owe a lot of the transition into YouTube and fishing to Cavi. We started hanging, we started surfing, and we started fishing at a new level that we hadn't done. We used to soak pillies and use bait and stuff. But this time when we reconnected, we started throwing lures. And man, you know, just high speed spinning for a tailor or something, like the feeling of like you did something and it made the fish eat, that captured me, like, and Cavi as well, in a new way, in a way higher level way than we ever had been with fishing before. And so the thing that really switched me was we'd go off and we had GoPro 1s and we record what we were doing. It was really gnarly because we're surfers. We get knocked off the rocks. All the stuff that fishermen like, it's a big no-no in fishing. So we were basically swimming out to rocks in big swell and like doing all this really dangerous stuff. To us, it's fine because we're surfers. It didn't seem like anything. But because we had a fishing rod in our hand, all of a sudden it was, you know, seen as this really gnarly thing. But we show the footage to our mates and everyone was like, man, you guys are doing some really psycho cool fishing. You should probably like get a TV show or something. And then we started looking at TV. We saw what was on there, you know, not writing anyone off, but it was pretty tame what was on television at the time. Anyway, fast forward, me and Cavi just went, let's make a YouTube channel. Let's actually just put it on YouTube and see what happens. And that's what the birth of Morning Tide Fishing was.
Yes. So what year would that have been, Briggsy? I'm just thinking, it wouldn't have been as saturated from a fishing perspective, would it? Because it would have been a fair while ago. Yeah.
There's basically nothing in Australia at that time. So 2014, I think, was the first. Okay. We posted that very first Morning Tide. It's just like a 3-minute highlights, or 4 or 5 minute highlight video. And it ended with Cavi getting washed off a rock and holding onto a rock with like this super gnarly. So it got a lot of hate. Like that film got plenty of hate, but it also went viral. And that's was the moment when we did that. We went, oh, okay, this could work. This might actually be something.
And then how long was that? Just a sort of weekend hobby? I'm just making that up, but assuming it was just whenever you got the time for it.
Yeah.
And before you started going, we could do this and make a thing of it.
So I reckon it was 5 years. We didn't make a cent. Like, okay, at the peak, Morning Tide was turning over $250,000 a year in merch. So there was something there, but we were just such bad businessmen. None of that was profit. it paid for our trips. All we got was it would pay for the trips to then make the next film. But we honestly didn't pocket a cent for ourselves that whole time. And so once we kind of realized that we're kooks and we're not good businessmen and this was never going to actually make us money, last ditch effort, started our own channels and did it really simple, forgot the music, made it much more like the raw kind of realistic vlogs you see today on mine and Cabby's channels. Less production value. But there's something special in that too, where it is simple and it's authentic, more authentic, less edited, less produced. And it worked. It just started making money. Within a year, we were living off it. So
that's pretty cool.
It was pretty awesome.
But
that was why Morningtide died in the end. Is it wasn't.
So you wasn't profitable when it was Morningtide. It was only when you separated your own.
It was profitable. The merch was profitable. Oh no, the merch wasn't profitable. It was selling, but we were.
It funded the next trip.
Yeah, it could fund the next trip, but we didn't know what we were doing. So I think if businessmen came in and helped, we probably would be sweet, but we were kooks. So yeah, the YouTube channel never made money on Morningtide. I think they were very short films and they're just full of gnarly metal music that I'd record for them. And just wasn't, it was kind of cool.
Bring that back. Yeah.
Some people loved it, but it was also not appealing to a wide audience. I guess it was too niche, I think.
Yeah.
So as soon as we got rid of the music and stuff, anyone can watch it.
Yeah.
When did you stop working, or not that this isn't working, but when did you stop your day job, so to speak, and move into full-time for YouTube?
Big shout out to my missus. I stopped working probably around the beginning of Morningtide, and she worked as a cleaner. We lived, with my mum, in a tiny cabin in a caravan park for many years. While my missus cleaned holiday apartments sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so she basically funded Morningtide. Anyone who loves Morningtide should thank her if they see it. Cause
you got to get her name in those credits more often.
That's right.
Was that, how did, and this, if this is too personal, please, but how does that conversation go? Hey, I'm leaving my job. You're gonna be the breadwinner. I'm gonna go fishing and film it. Have a sick time.
But trust me.
Yeah, trust me.
I think I will owe her forever, and she's never going to forget it. Yeah. So she definitely remembers.
That's got to be a tough sort of a call. Like,
we're moving in with my mum in this tiny, it was a 2-bedroom house, and there was 5 of us. 6 with my mum.
Yeah.
Wow.
So is it? But is it you going? No, this is going to work at some stage, or were you just naive, going, "Fuck it, I'm having fun. Just let's roll with it."
Nah, I was pretty determined. We were pouring our heart and soul into it. We were trying as hard as we could. Yeah. And that's why it was so frustrating that it didn't, Morningtide, we tried so hard to make that work. And it was only in the moment of giving up and just going, we'll just do a vlog, whatever, we'll try this last thing. And then that fully took off and worked.
Well, okay, so that's a really interesting thing to me, because hearing your story is in the production side of things. What was that feeling like, knowing that the more highly produced and, I guess, for lack of better words, more effort in the production studio, then into a vlog style of thing as a producer, and that's the one that's taken off? Surely you sit back going, this is taking the piss.
I know, because I know it and I've lived it so powerfully, it's just so obvious to me now. It's just YouTube is made to be raw, real, and authentic. The second you put too much production value, there's a few people who do these really high-level YouTube films, and it works, and people love it. But in general, I would say YouTube is just meant to be one person creating something, just showing their life in some way, showing it to the world, and the world likes it and watches it and gives their attention to it. So I think the platform is just made to be raw and real, and the second you start layering too much production on it, it almost feels like you're being advertised to in some ways. I think they can sense it. The viewers, as soon as something is too polished, they go, this isn't right for YouTube. Subconsciously, they're like,
what's the catch?
Yeah, something's off here.
That's such an interesting take, because I really love the cinematic sort of stuff.
Same.
I probably, you probably get sort of swept up in it a bit, but I definitely really enjoy that stuff. But then I think you're right, and then it makes me think: is there almost a need of another platform that is for that stuff to separate it out, leave YouTube for exactly what you dominate at, Briggsy, and
Well, it's kind of cinema. It's like that's what the cinema is like the really high level production. But
then where's the bridge for say what we do? I mean, Luke and I have had plenty of conversations about what we like and what content we're consuming and what's in and around. We both sort of agree that there needs to be some, I really like the long feature length, not overproduced, but there's a little bit more of it. You can tell there's a plan. You can tell that a story's been built. We're going to go and execute that story. It involves fishing. It involves the outdoors. I really like that, and I find myself getting more and more just blasé with the 3-minute to 15-minute. Just this happened and that happened.
Have you watched Brooksy and Godfrey's films?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, so you like that? That's the style. Like that's the one that hits for you. You like that style?
Oh no, I like having that option. Because the whole sit down and just doom scroll through a heap of stuff, and there's some unbelievable stuff that you come across, like really cool stuff. The problem is, I think it's getting harder to find because you're very inclined when you see in that little bottom right hand corner that it goes for 4.5 minutes. If something doesn't happen real quick, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yet if I see a video goes for an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours, I'm like, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to let this thing take me for a ride, and I'm going to try and take in exactly what they're trying to show me from, the beginning of the story and the setup from what they are and where they're going to go, and then take me through what's happening. You sort of get in a mindset where you want to allow the story to come and get you, and I appreciate that a lot, because I don't think in our space, in that fishing and outdoors especially, I don't think there's a heap of it. And it's why I sort of got into, it's similar with like hunting. I don't hunt. I never have. It just doesn't grab me in that way. But I consume the hell out of some of it. I love the story that it creates. I like that it shows me something that I don't see in everyday life. It's not something I experience, but I can watch it and I can take in the story and I can see what they're trying to do, and I understand and I get it. And even though I don't necessarily want to go hunting, I can just appreciate what it is and enjoy the visual aspect of it, because there's a little bit more thought behind a story and a production, not just a 2.5 minute, I went from spot A to B, cast a lure over there, hooked a fish, wound it in, showed a camera, next video.
Yeah. The thing with hunting that I find really interesting is the whispering. I'm not real into like the AMSR thing or whatever, but when they start whispering, you're like, oh, shit's about to get real. Like, we've got to be quiet, man. And they're like creeping around. Like that feeling is like the anticipation, I think, of before they take a shot is really interesting.
Yeah,
I agree.
But the good ones do that well. Like it drags you.
It's like they lean into it, and they actually they do that almost on purpose, because it is a hook. I reckon. I agree with you, Briggsy. It's the sound of it's like you're almost like tensed up yourself watching it, just going, what fucking something's going to happen here.
Yeah.
But I reckon, and I think on the YouTube thing with fishing, and this is why I think you find yourself coming back to like your videos, Briggsy, or Brooksy's stuff or whatever, because the story and I'm just speaking, this is just what I think, so tell me if I'm wrong, Briggsy, but the story aspect of it's huge. And you could have a story going into it when you hit record on your camera or whatever, this is what you want to do. But I think what you do well is that you manipulate, or not manipulate, but you structure that story in post-production. So it's actually followable. It's not just, fuck, you've just you're now up a different river. Like what happened there? Like, and I'm not saying you're talking through every second of the day, but it's just the journey of the hour or whatever it is that we're watching is really, you're along for that ride, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Coherent. Like,
yeah.
I think with the higher end stuff, like for instance, the Godfrey Brooksy ones, they're doing really well. Like if you look at his Godfrey films, they're all over 100K views and they're decent he's getting good watch time and stuff on them as well. The only thing I'll say to that is, remember when we talked about the POV viral thing? Godfrey's films, Brooksy and Godfrey's films, are further away from that viral moment than a normal day with a GoPro on your head, like a lower production quality. And so I think just as a slider of views and impressions and everything, the more you go towards the high end, the further you're getting away from that viral, high view, high impressions thing.
But if you go into
tricky.
that,
it's
hard. But if you go into that higher end cinematic sort of stuff, you would, well, if you know what you're doing, you would know that, right? You would know that you're not necessarily going to get 1 million views, but 100K is a good result, as opposed to say when you've got the GoPro on, you hit a moment, you go, fuck, this could be 500,000 to 1 million. Like, I think you've almost got to, and again, just speaking completely off the top of my head, you'd almost take that with you. If you're producing one of the higher end things, you go, well, this isn't going to reach the heights of some of the POV stuff, but that's cool. We just want to make a really fucking cool movie.
I think the way Brooksy's approaching it is really cool, and which is, when I've talked to him about it, it's building substance and it's building a reason for people to subscribe to his channel, because there isn't really that many videos like the ones him and Godfrey are doing out there on YouTube. It is 100%. At a higher level than everything else. And so, you could have that viral moment and you get one film. You've seen it on some channels where they've had one film pop and you're like, wow, that's got 5 million views. You look at their channel and they've got 3,000 subs. And the reason for that is when people watch the video, they're like, wow, that was cool. And then they click the channel and then they look at the other videos and they go, ooh, this isn't something I want to see more of. This was just a wild moment that he randomly captured. Yeah. Whereas with Brooksy, next viral he gets, people are going to go back to his channel and they're going to see the Dream series front and center and all these super high quality, high end things. And they go, wow, this channel has substance. This is something I want to subscribe to. And next time he posts a Dream film, I'm going to be there watching it straight away. So I think he's killed it with the Godfrey films. He's doing really well.
Do you know what else captures me? Like you with the hunting ads. We famously, for 160-something episodes, Briggsy, have let everyone know that we're not massive fans of fly fishing. And it's mainly because we're shit at it.
It's only because we're shit at it.
I'm so bad.
But, dude, some of the fly films from the US and South America, I'm so hooked. I can't stop watching that shit.
Well,
okay.
It's
YouTube?
Kinda, well,
it
can, but it's not. It's like what you're saying, Briggsy. It's not these viral moments. It's just everything is done with the highest cinematic mind and eye run over it. Everything from a super slow-mo in the most crystal, quality picture you can see of a trout eating a dry fly off the top, and you can see every droplet of water. That's more art. That's pure art than it is video.
But it's like you said with the hunting thing. Like, I don't even really want to go out and do it, but I'm in the moment. I'm there.
Yeah.
Except, so just a quick, have you seen, Briggsy, have you ever watched an ads, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm thinking it might be 20 years old, the Geobass dudes from the States.
From the States?
I've got to send you a link. So this is like early sort of content creation for fishing. They're fly fishers, but it's complete opposite of what Ads just said. This is very much, it's not POV. It is shot with, there's a camera guy, but it's rough as this group of mates basically set out to catch bass in every country or everywhere around the world.
Every species of bass you can think of on fly. Wow. They're just trying to tick them off.
Like peacock bass, sort of black bass, Aussie bass, largemouth, like everything. And but they're knockabout dudes, and it's like shit gets real in like Colombia and shit, where there's like gunshots and but it's like, it's old, like, and it's online, and you'll find it on different. I'll send you a link, because it's like a combination of
cool to me.
Yeah. But it's got that POV about it, even though it's not shot with sort of action cameras or something, if you know what I mean. It's real rough, but it's
more
sick.
Blair Witch, it sounds like, almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shady.
Yeah, kind of.
100%. I don't even know if there's that production value. Like, I don't even know if they're a camera guy or it's just like, hey, dude, hold this.
Yeah.
That made me think of, is it called A River Somewhere? Have you seen that?
Yes.
It's an Aussie old comedian dudes back in the day. They love
Rob
fishing.
Sitch.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. That was fly fishing. And, you know, I don't fly fish, and same thing. I really enjoyed watching that for whatever reason. It just got me.
There's something. I think it's got to
Fly
be
fishing
something
special.
about the time they have. You know what I mean? Like, it's. I don't know.
It's almost like gardening or something.
It's fly fishing is the ASMR of fishing.
Yeah. Gardening. Just set up the camera. I'm going to be here for 4 hours.
It's like meditation, though. It's quite spiritual.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
for sure.
It's good.
Yeah.
What's the one I always talk about ads? I've gone blank. Young guys from the States. I think they were over here recently with Brooksy.
Oh, yeah.
Wildfly.
Wildfire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
was
cool. Yeah, but same thing. They're just well, particularly the main dude who just cares about the production. That's his main goal. It's not so much the fish; it's the production, and it comes across that way. How do you, Briggsy, try and navigate algorithms?
Well,
Or do you just create cool shit and hope that the algorithm finds it?
no, so we've kind of touched on it. Basically, when I'm filming, if I get viral footage, I will edit it in a viral way, which is basically let the footage roll. And I'm trying to get a viral film there. If I don't have viral footage, I will have vlogged the day regardless. Either way, if I get the viral or not, I'll have all that content if I needed it. And so maybe I just catch a couple small fish, but I make a story out of the day. And so whatever happened that day. And that gives me my version of the substance ones. Yeah. So I don't really react to trends or anything that's going on because, like what you said before, you can't just go and have a round of golf. You might go down 5 times fishing, not get a thing, and then the 6th time you have a film. I didn't choose that. It's just what happens. So I'm kind of at the mercy of whatever actually happens on the day. You know, you can do things like I know for a fact that if there's a reel and it's screaming and it's close to a camera and you get that sound, there's going to be a spike in viewer attention around that moment. So I can see stuff like that. I can go back and watch my films and say, oh, everyone loves it when reels are screaming, which is pretty obvious. But, but then maybe they also loved it when Sonny caught a fish, my young fella. And so like the dads and sons are watching and, you know, they frothed on that too. So then maybe I can go, oh, okay, it's good to do trips with Sonny. That goes well. And screaming reels goes well. So I can kind of like use the analytics and see what is working to then shape future films to a degree. But I obviously can't control the fish. Yep. One thing I would do, for instance, for the reel thing is if you hook a fish, you don't just keep the reel way down there if the camera's on your head. You know, it might be you're risking losing the fish or something by doing this, but I'll usually put the reel as close to the camera as possible so you can hear it. I get that. Maybe it's even a sick Instagram reel or something of a screaming drag. So there's little things you do in the moment that has been shaped by what the algorithm's shown you works. And the algorithm isn't really the algorithm, it's just people and how they react to footage. If people love something, the algorithm will push that. But the people are telling it what to do in a way, you know what I mean? I think if you're a YouTuber and you haven't had a video pop yet, you might feel like the algorithm hates you or something like that. But all it really is just you need to create content that people want to watch. I wouldn't think of it too much as the computer controlling it, so much as if you create something that people are really interested in, it's going to pop off. And it's as easy as ever to do that, I think. You could have a 0 sub channel right now, put the psycho screaming drag ever, land a marlin off the rocks, you're going to go viral.
Yeah.
Surely.
So that's a pretty good way to look at it. You're leaning into what the audience has told you they like, basically, without saying it by using their words. You can see the analytics in the back end of your channel.
Yeah.
It just seems like a forever evolve, and maybe that's across all the social platforms. I suppose it's like some things seem to fire, and then the next minute you do the same thing, and it might not. But I don't know.
This is related, and it's super painful, but the importance of your title and thumbnail is so huge.
I want you to just go with this, because
Yeah.
you have mentioned a couple of things to me, Briggsy, in the past that have just blown my mind and stuff I'd never even thought of. Not that I'm a YouTuber, but just give us an example of the way you think about when it comes to the creation of a thumbnail and title.
Okay. To create a thumbnail and title, you need to capture what happens in the film in one frame and one line of text. And that's really hard.
Yeah.
If nothing exciting happens in the film, it doesn't really matter what title and thumbnail you do. It's never going to work. But if something really sick happened in the film, and if for whatever reason you didn't realize that should be the thumbnail, you could have this film sitting there that has this epic moment that could go viral, but you've put this other thumbnail that you thought was cool. For instance, you might have shown the fish, and fish hold-ups don't actually do very well. A rod bend with a little splash or something can do a lot better because there's this uncertainty of what it is. People see that and they're like, oh, he's definitely hooked something. I don't know if he's landed it. It looks pretty big. The rod's really bent. There's this like interest. Whereas if you just show a big mackerel, it's like, oh, he caught a mackerel. And then, you know, they might just scrub straight to the mackerel and go, oh yeah, it was a mackerel. It was like about 20 kilo. Oh no, it didn't look as big as the thumbnail. It was more like 10. So there's this little tweak where you always want to trigger the lizard brain or whatever the old school caveman brain is, subconscious brain, to click. And you can't clickbait though.
No.
If you don't deliver on whatever that title and thumbnail is, and you do that a couple of films in a row, you're like, that's channel suicide sort of thing. It's very dangerous.
Oh, we're so much more savvy with that now than we ever have been.
Oh yeah.
Hey, like you can't bullshit anyone anymore.
No.
We've seen too much stuff.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly give an example of a title and thumbnail change I did. I had a film. Do you know what a stargazer is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I was on the beach looking for pippies with my family, and I happened to be filming a little vlog that day. And I felt the largest pippy I've ever felt with my foot. And this is before I started rolling. I didn't constant roll back then, back in the day. And I was like, okay, that has to be some kind of crab. It moved a little bit. I thought there's some weird crab under the sand. Press record, give it to my missus. I start digging this thing. And my hands would have been just dodging the spikes. I was trying to go under it, but bro, I finally scoop out this stargazer and fling it on my son because he was standing there. I didn't realize. I just fling it on him. And it's this stonefish looking thing that I didn't know what a stargazer was at the time. I do now, obviously. And, you know, I don't know if you guys ever saw that. It's an old film and it's since been deleted, and I'll tell you why in a second. But that moment was very viral. My thumbnail that I did, I think, I can't remember what the thumbnail was. Maybe it was just like a fishing thumbnail or something not perfect for that. Or it might have been the stargazer itself. It might have actually been a thumbnail of the stargazer, and I thought, this is it, I'm going to go viral. I really thought I was going to go viral. 10 months go by and the film gets 20k views, something like this. I do this from time to time, and I went back through my YouTube channel and I looked at that one and I was like, I know this footage is viral. It has to be. And all I did was took one of the first frame grabs of the footage, which was me with my hands reaching into the sand. And all I did is in Photoshop, I just darkened where my hands were. So it just looked like this little dark hole that I was reaching into. Slightly clickbaity there, but it was a scary, dark little hole. Yeah. 40 million views on YouTube in 2 months. I made $5,000. I made $5,000 in 24 hours on that one, which
just
is
by tweaking the thumbnail.
Just by tweaking the thumbnail. I've just got.
But that's not clickbaity though, is it? You're showing. It was kind of like, hey,
slightly clickbaity. I just got a battery low thing, boys. Just give me 1 sec.
Yeah,
you're right.
I don't want to cut out here. Are we not plugged in? I'm on a laptop. 1 sec. We're not plugged in. I think think we're back. I think we're
All
back
right.
on set. Sorry, boys.
There was a beep. There was a beep.
There was a beep.
Sounded good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's got the little charging signal. We're on.
We are on.
That's scary. It was very low. Okay,
So why is that video doesn't exist anymore?
Okay, that was my next thing. I got 90,000 subs in those 2 months, and they were all from people who weren't interested in fishing, which is what every single video I ever wanted to upload was about, was fishing.
Yeah.
All they wanted to see was Steve Irwin, Brody Moss, like a tide pool situation, getting animals touching, that stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that. And so what would happen is I'd upload a new fishing film and it would tank and I'd lose thousands of subs every upload because they had subbed to see this other thing that I didn't want to make. And so I just went, this is going to end terribly for me. I'm like, my channel's dead if I don't do this. I still lose subs to this day, I reckon, from that. So I'll upload and in the first hour or two, I'll lose a couple of subs and then they'll start coming back up.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So there's still sort of residual viewers from that
90k,
video.
90k of, it was so long ago, but 90k of my subs were dig out of sand, like tide pool subs, which not good for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see you peg animals at your son. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool that you identified that for starters, and then secondly, you just went, this isn't, because it would be so easy to go, fuck it, I'll roll with it. It's what it's numbers.
And it was big money. I think I just said before the battery switch, I made 5k in a day, which was my biggest day ever on YouTube with that film, which was mental. Yeah, it's hard to delete.
So, yeah, but that's impressive.
That's aiming for the longevity of your channel, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you want to do? Do you want to make some really quick cash in something that people end up not really believing what happened anyway, or do you just swallow your pride and keep building focus on the bigger picture and keep building a brand?
For sure. I know right now if I started a survival channel, I know what I would need to do to make a lot of money doing it, but my heart's not in it. I can't bring myself to do it.
If Adam started a survival channel, he'd die in the first video. So
it'd be one video long. It'd go viral.
It would go viral.
It'd be good.
It'd be a one-hit wonder.
I'll cash that in for you. But
it's a one-hit wonder.
How critical are you then when you in post-production going through all your stuff? Like, do you look at it all going, it's not a true reflection of what I'm trying to do, even though you set out to do the right thing, but it just hasn't really hit you? Because judging on that, and forgive me for sort of assuming, but you're probably you're probably your own harshest sort of critic in that regard, because you know what you want to set out to achieve, and how critical is it in that post-production sort of timeline that you go, this isn't it?
Yeah. So out of everyone, I reckon I am the most brutal with that. We all talk, all the Aussie YouTubers and stuff chat with each other. And I'm very dedicated to just being able to go down, press record on my head, have a little yap, but go fishing. That's what I want to do. And anything further than that, that's, a little bit like a fake survival video or whatever it is, you can push into those things and do a catch and cook. If I do a catch and cook, I try and keep it like I'm actually just catching this fish and eating it. I don't want to push too far into I didn't bring any food today, I'm going to catch fish to survive. Because I don't want to get trapped in that. I don't want to have to do that every time. To be honest, I just want to go fishing. That's the base level of it all. And other channels, I've been talking to other fellas lately, and the shorts, how shorts has come out recently?
Yeah.
So they've gotten, I call them bad subs. It's just anything other than the sub that wants to watch your normal content. I call it a bad sub. They've gotten bad subs from their shorts. And it's just because someone subs, but all they want is your short form. They don't want your long form content. So sure enough, you post a long form film, it gets sent out to all of your subs, including the ones that just sub for shorts. They don't watch it. They're not interested. And
Yeah, okay.
YouTube really cares about your returning subscribers watching straight away. And then if they all like it, it'll go, oh, this is cool. Let's send it to everyone and start pushing it to a bigger audience.
Yeah.
So they've hurt their channels by doing shorts, in my opinion. Some people love shorts. You know,
Do you do shorts
I'd never
at all?
done them. I knew straight away. I was like, I'm not doing them for this reason.
Yeah.
I was very scared of shorts.
Right.
I tried to warn everyone too. All the boys, I was like, don't do it. I reckon it's bad. And now, after a couple of years or however long it's been, that it has turned out to be bad for some people.
Yeah, wow.
It's interesting, hey? How everything that they can do to try and ultimately, so YouTube as a whole, just in this example, are obviously trying to capture as many eyes as humanly possible at any given time, yet how a feature that seems like it's really convenient, and you could probably you could tilt your head and convince yourself that that's actually a really good thing. It's a preview to your channel. That's how you capture new eyes to see the preview and go across. But very quickly did the end consumer turn it into, nah, I'm happy just to keep flicking.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, maybe a couple of them do that. Like they would actually go, oh, this was so cool. Let's see the full channel. And then they become a good sub. But I'd say the majority of them aren't good subs. I had, just quickly on this as well, do you guys ever see the boat flip film with Danny?
Yeah.
So that's another example of a film on my channel that I kept that one, but I definitely get a lot of subs that are wanting me to flip a boat and have to legit survive on it.
Yeah, that video pops up just in my feed like
randomly.
A crazy amount. Even though I've watched it, it's just like always popping up. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how that shit works, but it's always popping up. And I'm like, I've fucking already seen this. No.
It did really well. Obviously, it is like a pretty psycho situation. But for me, I justified it by there is a couple of fish caught. You know, there's a good GT and then a couple smaller GT, and it's too cool of a situation not to keep that one. Like I was going to say
this whole thing's actually exploding my little tiny brain because all I'm hearing is you want to make stuff that's good, but you really don't want something too out of the ordinary to happen that's too good. Because otherwise you start getting flooded by people that don't necessarily want to watch your shit. They just want to see that one really cool moment.
Totally.
It's crazy. I'd never thought of it.
Yeah. That's
you just think,
wild
fuck,
way
I nearly
to put
flipped the boat and 3 people nearly died and no one did. Everyone's going to fucking froth on this shit.
Yeah.
And then there's just a heap of people that just, some sadistic bastard overseas that just wants to see someone die.
All the survival-y stuff. Like
but you know what I mean? But like,
for sure.
He couldn't care less that you just did another video where everything was awesome and everything looked beautiful and there was a mad fish and a reel scream and like it's
but wild. It's also that takes something though, like because I don't know, I would suggest that of the vast majority of creators would just go, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They transition into doing survival videos. So I could have pivoted back in the tide pool days. I could have pivoted and gone full tide pool mode and would probably be like massive at this stage. And at that moment, I could have pivoted and gone full survival style videos and just done fake survivals all the time. And
but for how long? If like you said, your heart's
you gotta love it.
For how long?
Yeah, I don't know. You get burnt out. I feel like I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
How do you? Speaking of burnout, how do you stay fueled? How do you stay motivated in what is a more crowded space than ever? And when I say crowded, like you are obviously at the upper end of it, so it's not overly crowded in the really successful creators like yourself, but it's a world that has just exploded. How do you sort of keep that motivation to keep going?
Well, this was my escape from that old job. And as long as I don't sell out and turn it into something that is too far from what I want to actually be doing, which is fishing, I still just love going fishing. I'm never going to not love going fishing. So for me, every trip, even day trip, whatever it is just an escape from reality. I feel like I've cheated life in some way, bro. Like when you go fishing,
pretty fucking cool.
you go fishing, you come back, the edit sucks a little, but then you post it and you see dollar signs for going fishing. It's like,
it's pretty nuts.
Somehow broken the system here. I'm like, I've done something pretty cool here.
You've clocked life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, when you put it that way, that's a fair motivation.
Yeah. And to get the family, like everyone loves coming on the trips. Even everything around the trip, just, the cool zones and stuff like that. Taking the family is really sick these days as well. And they all love it. They heckle me more than anything to go. And I'm like, man, I've got to finish this edit before we go on the next trip. They're just always wanting to go.
Briggsy, you have actually fucking
You've
clocked
clocked
it, mate. If you've got the family pushing you to go fishing, like you have won at life.
It's pretty good, man. I can't complain.
Because I know the kids have featured in a couple of videos in the last sort of little bit. Is that something that they actually show interest in, the creative side of it, or just sort of coming along for the ride?
They love catching fish. Little Sonny loves fishing. He'll legit cast all day and not catch anything and still be stoked. The two bigger ones, they will, but they don't have the same level of froth. Like, they love catching the fish. They love the zones. They love the adventure. But they haven't got the fishing part at the same level as Little Sonny. Little Sonny just has got the fishing part. But it's all cool. Like, however it plays out, everyone's frothing. Like, some of the walks into the zones, I have to censor some of the walks into the zones because it's pretty psycho for the little ones as well. Like, there's sections I don't put in because we're legit passing rods and making sure everyone's safe. And it's that I do have to censor stuff sometimes because of how gnarly it is as well, which is cool. It's an adventure every time, and it's psycho.
That's awesome. That's
awesome. They're getting brought up in that adventure. You know, like it's.
Yeah. No, it is cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I watched one the other night, and just randomly, all of a sudden, you and your boy are climbing a big fuck off tree, and he's got to watch it. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, he's the one that loves everything around the fishing. He just loves the zones, and he's been like that forever. There was this crane in our local town, and we drove past it one time, and he's like, I climbed that. And I was like, bro, are you serious? And he said, yeah, it was dark and raining. And he has no, like, I don't know what it is, but he doesn't have that fear thing. He's a really good climber too. So, but that crane, bro, it's so many stories high. It's like one of the ones that builds really big stuff. It's not like a little crane. And so after that, he can climb whatever tree. I'm totally
the scene in that video you're talking about, Ads. I think the climbing of the tree was funny, but then Briggsy, you being the old man, you were just chatting to him while he was up the top of a fucking tree. Like, it wasn't like I'd be freaking out, going, "Dude, oh my god, call the fire brigade."
Briggsy tapping out, going, "I ain't going to the top, bro." And just going back to
I'm pretty scared of heights, Like I was pretty high up at that point. It was legit telegraph pole, that thing. Like, it was pretty high.
It was massive.
Yeah, it was high. But he's 16 now. I got to let go. Like, when he was younger, I used to freak out a bit about that stuff. But it's pretty much a point.
You've got to just got to let him roll. Obviously, we've been going for a while, so we do appreciate it, and we won't hang on too long. But I'm, I guess, pretty keen to hear. I guess to wrap up maybe, but even though we could talk for another 3 hours, is like what's the goal? Do you have in mind like a number of subs that you want to hit, or a number of years that you want to continue for? Like, what is it for you that you've got on that list of, it might be your strategy, or it might be a 3-year plan, or whatever, and you don't have to go into full detail if it's sort of, but what's the benchmark that you want to hit, or the number, or the goal you want to achieve?
I guess just being able to continue and keep making films and going on those sick trips with the family and stuff. Like, that's basically it. It's just hold on to it. I feel like I've got it now, and if I can hold on to it, I'm ripping. Everything keeps growing. Like, if you look at the curve over the 6-7 years of revenue, views, everything is just like it's not exponential, but it's just like a pretty steady.
It's going the right way.
The baseline just keeps growing. So I can see 10 years in the future, if I keep it up, it's actually going to be mental. Like, the views, the revenue, all that stuff could be actually really, like, mind blowing.
Do you think the platform will change though?
Don't know. It does little tweaks here and there, but everything seems to improve, like the experience for the creator. Like everything they're doing is almost like they're getting feedback from the creators, and it seems to be getting better over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it becomes super saturated and everyone's struggling for views at some point. But what I do is pretty unique. I'm not that worried about that. The land-based element, I think. Maybe I shouldn't even talk about this so too many people don't start doing it. But most people do boats, and it's different. The land-based stuff's pretty unique, I think.
But I think, Briggsy, you've established who you are. So, you know, as us that are engaging in your content and watching your content, we're already in. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to relate to. We know what we're getting. I said, for me personally, I enjoy some of the longer format stuff. That's why I think it would almost be harder to keep that really even, gradual uptick curve than just these big peaks and troughs constantly, where it's just throw a heap of content with no real game plan, just film something, throw it, and if it takes off, great. If it doesn't, don't worry. It would almost be harder to keep, and it's more impressive to me to keep that
That's 100%.
steady
it's so
and
impressive.
steady up, because you've got a plan, clearly. You're sticking to it. You're producing good content. People are obviously watching it. And stuff that's done with that level of care and detail doesn't get old.
Yeah,
and that's what you can fall into a trap with YouTube. And I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not producing content, but watching it, you can see the ones that are just these big peaks and troughs constantly.
Yeah. Even just having this chat tonight with Briggsy, Adam, does it now make sense why he's dominating? Because to me, the amount of thought that you put into this, and this is only a brief chat realistically, but just to get into your head a bit and hear what you're saying is like, this is it's so impressive, man. And I'm not just trying to make you feel good, but it is, because it's essentially, without sounding disrespectful, we can all strap a GoPro on and go and do something, but without the thought process, the commitment, and the dedication, you're not going to reach the heights that sort of your trajectory is on. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, for sure, man. It's just about holding their engagement. Like, it's quite difficult to hold someone's engagement for an hour and have them actually like wanting to watch something for that long. And that's actually talking game plan stuff. It's basically make as long a film as possible and push that limit and see how long a film I can make that people actually want to continue watching. You make way more money from longer films because so many more ads play during the film. Yeah. So, I'm pretty brutal. I'm not going to put filler content in. If it didn't suit that day, I'm not going to make a 3-hour film out of it. But in general, doing stuff like I go on a 2-3 day trip and I put that entire trip in one film, and it's an hour and a half, 2 hour long film, that's huge for that trajectory. It's like another big block of foundation on that trajectory where that film's going to get viewed for up to an hour and forever. They tick over those ones. And that's basically what this trajectory is. It's just I'm actually getting a library of films there that are always ticking over and making coin. People are watching them, engaging, bringing new followers to me. It's almost like a slow snowball that's climbing a hill very slowly, but it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
What's the longest film you've made or published?
I think it was 2 hour 40 behind the scenes of a Briggsy Godfrey one. There was 5 days of filming in one.
Yep.
It's basically 5 days of Briggsy yelling at me and us heckling each other. And throwing bread at Godfrey's head. He was in the water in this GT feeding zone, and we're just pegging bread at his head to get the GT to try and smash it.
So how did that perform, given it was at 2 hour 45?
Yeah, it has the longest watch time of any of my films. As in, the average view duration, I think from memory, was approaching 2 hours, which is insane, bro.
That's awesome.
If you upload,
that's massive. Yeah.
You look at all our channels and you might think people watch the entire length of the film, but they don't. If you upload a half an hour film, you might get 8 minute watch time. or something like that, on average. And what I think that is actually is it's not people watching for 8 minutes. It's 1 in 3 people watch the whole thing, and probably 2 in 3 just click off straight away. I think there's more of that happening where you have your core audience that actually do watch the whole thing. And then there's new followers and people who like go, oh, do I actually want to watch this? Yeah, like scrub and then out.
Yeah.
We look at this a lot ourselves, and we've over the years have gone from I think it started a fairly short podcast, and it's now sort of average is probably an hour 20 to an hour 35 or something.
Yeah.
And we like our what you call our community, our deep drop community, and I love that. I love them because the retention is huge, and it always blows me away, and it really makes me feel great that people are hanging around and listening to us waffle on for a full hour and a half or whatever it may be.
Yeah, it's epic.
It's huge because if that retention was really skewed the wrong way, we would probably change the way we do things. But it's really cool. I think that the people are and honestly, when I watch your stuff, I feel like the similar feedback to what we get is people feel like they're part of the conversation. And when I'm on a boat with, like I watched one, I think it was maybe 6 months old, but I watched it the other night, you and Brooksy just doing your thing and talking shit to each other. And it just felt easy to watch, easily relatable. And I think that's a really cool thing to have. What for you is what's the best bit of feedback? What makes you feel good?
When I get the feedback, like a comment, what's a nice comment?
Yeah. And not just, oh, I loved your video, man, it was sick. Like, what is the thing that you go, you know what, that means a lot?
So or is the compliment just that the retention time is long?
Yeah, maybe that's
that is cool. But so comments are really difficult because you have every level. You have the ones that are ultra praise, like the highest level praise. I love you. Like, I love you. This is the best thing I've ever seen.
Marry me.
And adopt me. Like, I've had a lot of adopt me ones.
Yeah. Adam, stop writing that, please.
But then at the other end of the spectrum, death threats. I want to kill your kids. Like, the most horrible, everything you could ever imagine, the most horrible things that a person could say to another person, I've had it as well. So maybe, actually that's worth talking about, is longevity on YouTube is probably also having thick skin and not letting those ones affect you.
Well, let's go there. Like, what do you do when you see that? What's your is your first thing like?
Fuck him.
Hide user from channel. Instant click.
Right.
So they're probably still writing all of this gnarly stuff, but it will never come up because the second I see something like that and it just feels wrong and it is, it's the internet. It could be someone just trolling you. Like, you don't know it could be anything, but I just instant hide, instant block. Those ones are gone. But at the same time, you get these ultra praise ones, and I actually believe them. I think these, comments are real and authentic. But you can't just look at those and take them all to heart as well, because it's, there's every element of praise and hate on there that you could ever imagine. So it's kind of the ones in the middle that I really like. It's like, I get so much out of your content. I've started using this technique or this lure that you've been using, and I caught my PB fish. Like something like that. That's where maybe I've helped them in some way. I learnt my FG knot from your video and it held together on this epic fish that I got. Something like that, where it's a legit something I've put out helped someone. That feels really cool. I like those ones. But yeah, the ultra praise ones are a bit much, and the death threats are a bit much too.
It's a wild world, man.
Yeah. It's literally the wildest world out there.
Do you get hate? Do you ever get hate comments?
Well, this is peek behind the curtain.
Not publicly, but we're also don't have the audience size that you do. But
Luke's got a heap thicker skin than I do. He looks at the comments. I don't. Look at
it. We've had a couple of funny. We haven't had too many public comments. There's been a few. Actually, there's been a couple of emails that have come through from the website that have been like pretty brutal.
Okay.
It feels more personal because it's an email.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's like, whoa. It feels like now they know my home address.
Yeah.
They don't. But again, I don't really give a fuck because there's way more positive stuff that is worth focusing on. And but the interesting ones that I've noticed that have been like, there's been full brutal fights online on some of our reels. I do a lot of these reaction videos on Instagram.
Yeah, they're cool.
And they're just fun, right? But you know when you hit, like for example, there was this one of our most successful ones was just a video I shot. I was up on the Tiwi Islands, and one of the guys hooked a shark. We'll catch and barra off the beach, but he hooked a shark, and it basically just beached itself. And these two crocs just came in from the side and started. They didn't. It was just a thing. They just sort of were playing with it a little bit, and it was just a 30-second clip. And I just put online as is. I think I put "Land Down Under" as the music because I knew it would resonate with the American
Sounds
market.
pretty viral, mate. Very
It did.
Viral.
It went nuts. It had like 8 million views or something like that. But it was like the amount of fights that were then in comments about, and it would some of them would, and I stopped looking at them after a while. But some of them would be like, "This is an alligator in Florida," and someone would come on, "You don't know anything about reptiles. It's fucking Australia, loser." And then it was just really brutal shit. But yeah, there's been a few personal attacks because I put my face on it. I don't care, and it's just like you're. And there's been a few of those "you should kill yourself" type things.
Psycho,
Sweet, man. I'm talking about a fucking fish, like. But it's sort of part of it. I must admit it hasn't. Someone, like I said, someone that are getting the eyes on like your stuff. I'm assuming you'd get. It'd be pretty. I'm not assuming you'd get consistency on it because it's of you or the content, but just because of the numbers.
Just three-weighted numbers.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of flogs out there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm a flog. I've been called everything you can ever imagine. It's
It's a weird world, but I guess we're almost. And I don't want to make light of it because it does affect a lot of people and it's a serious conversation, but we're almost past it, which is a bad thing, being a shock, if that makes sense. It's so common that you're sort of almost ready for it before you post anything that has some substance to it or has some reach to it, but which is a pretty sad state of affairs, I guess. But
I kind of, if you put yourself in their shoes and you go, who is this person that would have wrote something like this? Like said, I want to kill you or something. Like, they're not a happy person.
Nah.
What's going on
in their life? Yeah.
So you can almost feel some kind of empathy for them as well. It's like, I've
100%.
never written something like that on anything. I've seen some stuff that I didn't agree with, but I've never said anything like that. I've tried to work out what frame of mind you have to be in to do that. And it's not a good one. I don't think you're in a good place when you write something like that.
No way.
It's a bit. It's a worry, man. Like it's a genuine concern. Like if someone's in a position to do that, I don't know. It's a worry.
Yeah.
I had I had my first for a long time, if not, I can't remember it. On water abuse the other day.
Oh,
literally just the other night. The other afternoon I was fishing and with a friend.
What happened?
In a boat.
I haven't heard
I
this
don't know.
either.
I
This is
don't know. It was, but the reason I thought the reason it just came to my mind, Briggsy, when you said what's going on, like in their head, this is exactly the conversation me and my mate that I was fishing with had later. Like we sort of were in a very quiet river. Not many people fish this particular section, and we saw them, and we made a conscious effort to make sure we didn't get too close to them, sort of thing. But and this guy lost his mind. Like full flip, like to the point where I was like, is he going to come over and is he got a shotgun under the gunnel or something? Like seriously, like he went fucking berserk. And the guy I was with's like, I've seen him up here 100 times. He's just a wild loose cannon. I'm like, all right. But it went on for about 10, 15, 20 minutes, this guy just going, and he eventually just left. And I'm just like, what's going on in that dude's life? What's wrong?
Yeah.
There is something not right. He is not a happy dude, man. Like, what a miserable dude. Like, there was nothing that we did. We were cruising past on the Lecky. Like, we weren't even sort of, I don't know, man. It was weird. But it was one of those moments where you go, that guy has got a bit of shit going on. And I'm not putting shit on him because it might, if, to react the way he did, I go, I feel a bit sorry for this
He's
dude.
got more problems than what we do.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah.
Do you know jiu-jitsu?
No, but I should. Apparently you do.
Kickboxing?
I've heard that you're. I was talking to John from Molossi the other day, and I said that you were coming on the show, and I said I might give him a bit of shit, just tongue in cheek. He goes, "Be careful, he'll fucking come for you." He said, "All right, it'll be nice." Do you still do a bit of that stuff?
I do with my kids. I haven't trained. I got my blue belt in jiu-jitsu maybe about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. Oh, 10.
He'll
10
still
years ago.
armbar the shit out of you, Luke.
Yeah. I know he will.
But any blue belt would, though. That's what I was going to say is, for those kind of situations, if you've just got your blue and that's all you ever do in your life is get your blue belt in jiu-jitsu, a wild punch can knock anyone out. But if it turns into a wrestle, you're sweet, bro. Yeah. You can choke anyone out.
No, to self,
blue belt
blue
and
belt.
jiu-jitsu.
Write that down.
Well, it takes the fear out of those kind of scenarios.
Yeah.
I mean, you just feel a lot more confident if you know you can wrestle someone. If they grab hold of you.
That's a fair call. Hey, I've got ads. I don't know about you if you do, but I'm going to jump in. I've got a couple more things that I need to throw your way, Briggsy. Short, sharp questions. And these are
Go for it.
fucking really important. So be switched on here.
Important.
Be on.
Okay, I'm sitting up. My leg. I've had my leg like over my head roll. Here we go. We're on.
The casual approach stops now, mate.
Yeah,
all right?
Okay. Hit me.
When you're fishing, what's your go-to snack?
Barbell biltong. Barbell biltong, which is like a beef jerky, but the softer one.
Okay.
And the blue colour. The blue, not the bloody, don't get the red one, you'll die. It's the spiciest thing in the universe.
Okay.
Purple's weird because it's just salt and you taste like you're chewing on a dead cow. But the blue one has just the right amount of spices and stuff to be very nice on the ledge.
I accept beef jerky, Adam, but can you just let Briggsy know the correct answer, please?
It's barbecue shapes.
No.
Now you started saying with the and I thought he was going to say it. I was going to lose my shit.
No.
No, beef jerky is
legit.
That's good.
Yeah, it's legit.
Yeah.
That's okay.
The follow up, which isn't as crucial, but it's kind of important. If we're ever on the water together, Briggsy, this could be make or break. Tunes. What sort of tunes are we playing?
0 tunes because we're rolling for YouTube, bro. Demonetized.
Oh, that's a fair call.
Fair call. In the car on the way to said fishing spot.
No, he's still filming.
Yeah, that's right.
I might be filming. No, I listen to punk and metal.
Nice.
Punk, hardcore, and metal.
Nice.
Perfect. We do have a deep drop fishing tune playlist on Spotify. If you want to tap into that,
Shall I add to it?
You can add to it.
I could put something on there that would scare everyone. No one would ever watch again. I've got some death metal that's.
I'd say that.
Yeah. What would be the one? What would you put on if you had to choose even just a band? Doesn't have to.
I don't even know if I can say it, but it's this band.
Of course you can.
No, as in I don't know if I can say their name. Am I disappearing here, or you still got me?
Still got you.
There you go.
Okay, I'm going to look it up right now.
Okay, this is good. This is great. Because we've got ads. You are prone to some fairly...
The stuff that even I put on the playlist is not what I would normally listen to in the car.
There's not enough punk, though. I like... What era of punk rock, Briggsy?
90s punk mostly.
Yes.
Pennywise.
Fuck yes.
No Effects. No Fun at All. All the above.
Okay. This is good.
Okay, I can't find the Ultra band that I wanted to show you because I can't remember the name of it. But Lorna Shore is pretty psycho. Have you listened to them before?
Yep. A lot.
Mega breakdowns.
A lot.
This other band, which I'll send you after, bro, the breakdowns and stuff are just so brutal. I don't even know what I'm listening to. It's very powerful.
You're talking my language here, Briggsy.
I'm sure you've heard this other band too. I can't remember.
Okay, we'll check it out.
New band.
It's important. It's funny. I did not even come into my mind that you can't have music playing because you're rolling the whole time.
Yeah.
Instant demonetized, bro.
Yeah.
No good.
Nah, fair enough. Mate, this has been awesome. I've really, really enjoyed this, and I could, as I said, we could talk for another 2 hours, I reckon, and just soak it all up, mate. But this is brilliant. You're at about. So this is what the deep drop does in real time. Look at fucking Google shit to find out. 474,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
When are we going to see 500,000?
Tomorrow.
Have you got a date? Like, have you got a thing in
The
mind?
trajectory. Trajectory. That's not what it is.
Projection?
Projection it's actually slowed down a fair bit. I think subs don't matter near as much as they used to. It's much more about the individual film, and it feels like people like I don't sub to any channels basically that I watch. I just go to YouTube and the browse feature knows what I watch, and so they pop up.
Yep.
So that happens a lot more these days, and you'll see that on channels like mine. I might only get 100k or 50 to 100k views on the average film, maybe a bit more. But you could have a channel with 100k subs, so a fifth of my size, that gets the same views. And you go, what's that about? But it is so much more about the individual film these days. So I wouldn't put too much merit on subs, not as much as you used to.
Yep.
The only thing I'll say different to that is when we talked about shorts, you'll sometimes see channels that have got 1 million subs and they post their long form video and it gets 2,000 views, and all their subs on YouTube are from shorts.
Yeah.
So you really got to be careful. Like whenever you're like analyzing a channel, suss that out too. Like what are their views? So I think the views more of a metric to look at than subs.
Yep.
But
500,000
to answer your
would
question,
be nice though, wouldn't it?
It'd be nice.
500,000.
Be honest, it'd be nice.
It'd be awesome.
I think it'd be in 4 months.
Oh shit. Yeah,
I think in 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll check back in.
15,000.
Get up there. That's a nice milestone.
Yeah, right.
I
So,
think
and if
I think
That's a
four-
nice milestone.
4 months.
if not,
Yeah,
Stargazer.
Yeah.
Straight back, re-upload.
Easy.
Bring back the Stargazer.
That'd do it.
That'd do it.
Fully would do
Yeah.
it.
You would have already been there, mate. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah. 10 times over, probably.
So good.
Love it. Hey, thank you so much, Briggsy. It's been awesome to chat to you, mate. And I know that all our listeners are going to enjoy this one for sure. So thank you.
Full YouTube school today. That's all we
Mate.
talk today. It's just straight YouTube.
It's so funny, though, because Adam and I could go, fuck, we've learned a lot tonight. Let's get this thing happening. We'd fail so bad.
Mate, I'm hearing you talk about
Start
it,
recording.
and the only thing going in the back of my brain is just going, "Fuck YouTube!" Like it's
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You hear
podcasting's
something like
good
this.
for me.
You hear something like this and you go, yeah, it's either way. You go, all right, that's a good insight. Now I'm going to really craft it. Or you just go, that's too
it's
hard.
Yeah. But it does feel like you've broken the system too. Remember that part.
Yeah.
If you can get it to work, it's pretty magic.
You've clocked it.
Broken it,
I look forward to seeing you hit that 500,000, but I also look forward to seeing more awesome stuff, mate. So thank you very, very much. Great to chat, and no doubt we'll see you real soon.
Cheers, fellas.
Thanks, Briggsy.
You.